evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening to the people of the Farrington, Carsbottom, and the Quarter. It's always a pleasure to address you. And you know, I admire the energy of the younger folks like Hayden who've spoken. I don't have that kind of energy. I also admire the energy of Don Duncan. And by the way, they are my two faithful soldiers. They follow me around everywhere I've gone thus far when I'm making public addresses like this. Tonight I want to speak to you about where we are as a nation. How we got here. How did we get to the point where we find ourselves in Anguilla? Some 42 years ago, the journey to build a new Anguilla began. 42 years ago. 42 years ago, the people of this island rose together and spoke with one voice in an effort to make Anguilla a better place for the citizens then and for future generations. We spoke with one voice. I recall a referendum that was done in about 1968, and there was a count of just under 2,000 people who wanted Anguilla to be separated from St. Kitts, and just about 10 or 12 people who wanted Anguilla to go back to St. Kitts. Anguillans spoke with one voice, and it was a cry for proper representation from the central government in St. Kitts. Here we are, 42 years later, and we have a reason for a similar call. We have an administration in power today which, to my mind, is worse than the central government was in St. Kitts 42 years ago. We have a government that is clearly leaving the people of this island behind while they cater to special interests. Except this time, the special interests are the so-called investors or the so-called developers. I am not going to speak to the specifics with respect to all the concessions that have been given to the numerous projects on this island, depriving the people of our generation and future generations of a quality of life that they could have if these people were to pay their fair share. What we are doing today, we are subjecting our people to taxation while the investor is allowed to maximize their profits. Something about this is not right. Something about this could never be right. We have situations where our people struggle to survive. No jobs. You need only walk the beach on Meads Bay around 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning and see hundreds of people who look nothing like us working. Indians, Chinese, they are working. Meanwhile, our young men and women in this country are unemployed. Just last week, I was talking to a young man over at Nuss Boys Car Wash, and he said to me, I have not worked in several months. I have a child, or 2 children, I thought he said, 2 children, and a girlfriend. I am unemployed. This could never be right when hundreds of people who don't look like us are working. I was at a gas station just last week getting gas, and a young man who's a tiler came up to me. He's probably listening tonight. He came up to me and he said, I thank you very much for speaking out on the issues of exploitation of Anguillans while foreign people are allowed to work in the construction sector, and there are many people who work in the construction sector who are Anguillans, who are unemployed. This young man is a tiler, and he has been asked to submit bids for jobs at Viceroy, only to be told that his bid was not successful. His bid was not successful because the Indians are already here doing the tiling. Something about this is not right, but this is happening. Who is the government working for? Who is the government of Anguilla really, really working for? They are coming back to you and asking you to vote them in yet again. Yet again. My fellow Anguillans, this could never be right. And you would be insane, insane, if you were to put back a government like this in power. Now, the government would argue that these properties are being put in place so that our people, so that Anguillans would have good jobs in way into the future. We've had a number of hotel properties on this island for years now. And we still have a situation where the women of this island are still working for just around $3 US an hour. And they've been receiving a wage like this for a very long time. Now you know, and I know, that in very recent times, our government has given themselves a 25% pay increase. What has happened to the pay increase for our Anguillans in the hotel industry? People who are working for about $3 US an hour. Mr. Victor Banks was on radio this past Saturday, where he was engaged in a debate with the Honorable Mr. Hughes. And he said at that meeting that he did not, his administration, the United Front administration, did not get around to putting a minimum wage in place. But this is going to be a priority when he gets in 2010. May I inform you that Victor Banks was in power for over 25 years. So here he's going to make a promise to you that in 2010, when he gets in power, he will give that a priority. If you believe that, you will believe anything. I will put it to you that there are no plans by United Front administration to do anything about minimum wages. If they have not done it in 25 years, when Mr. Banks was in power, Osborne Fleming was in power, Neil Rogers was in power, it is unlikely that it's going to be happening in the next administration. But I'll tell you something, I believe it's going to happen in the next administration, because that administration will not have Victor Banks, will not have Osborne Fleming, will not have Neil Rogers. We have got to move this country forward. Minimum wage is a right. It's a right that we will not allow our people to be enslaved in Anguilla. We will not allow our people to be enslaved in Anguilla. Mothers in this country are forced to work 2 jobs. 7 in the morning to 3 o'clock. They take a break for an hour. Back to work at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and working until 11 o'clock. Who is raising the children of this country? If our women were being paid decent wages, they need only work 1 job. They need only work 1 job, and they can spend time with their families. Today, this is not happening.